Yo, yo, what's going on? How you guys doing? Catching me on the replay, check it out. We're at the Vatican again. As you can see, I'm back in Rome. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from all around the world. Let me just share this into a couple of groups. All right. So, I want to talk about something today that plagues a lot of entrepreneurs, both online and offline. And that's burnout. Okay, that's burnout. Mattia, what's up, man? James, welcome to the call, guys. Bezadu, holy shit, that's a long name. Bezadunhut. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, bro. Welcome to the call, guys. Welcome to the call. Welcome to the Vatican. Ernest, welcome to the call. Today we're going to talk about something that people have been actually hitting me up on private message telling me about burnout. And I'm going to tell them exactly why I'm not going to burn out. And how you can also avoid burnout too. But check it out, we're at the Vatican here. I'm in Rome for about a week and then heading down to Africa in 5 days to go to the launch of Coinbit Pro. We're going to be launching that in Cape Town, which is awesome. I've never been down there. I'm super excited for it. I'm very passionate about this project. It's in the crypto space and it's all about education. The space desperately needs education. It's got too many scams. It's got too many vultures and it needs education. So we're going to solve that by bringing quality education and attaching an awesome compensation plan for networkers so that the networkers can spread the word all around the world. So all these people here can understand and learn about cryptocurrency and change their life so they don't have to work a fucking job. Okay? Because that's what it's all about. You know? So in today's broadcast, guys, let's talk about burnout for a sec. Who do we got on the call here? Joseph, what's up, my man? How you doing? Welcome to Rome. Yorn, welcome, buddy. James, how you doing? Matik. As you guys are jumping on live here, let me know which country you're in. Let me know if you like my new hat. I got that for the launch. I'm going to be rocking this for the next month or so. You know, it's funny, right? Like, I don't know what you guys think about Lady Gaga, but I love Lady Gaga. I think she speaks her mind and she's awesome. And when she launched a record, like, I don't know when it was, 5 or 10 years ago or something, she wore this pink hat for like a whole year when she was on tour. She never took it off. And that's how I'm going to rock this Bitcoin hat for the next month or so while we're launching Coinbit Pro. I'm pulling a Lady Gaga. Joseph's in Toronto. What's up, man? Steve says, I see the industry as a vocation. Shit, I can't keep up with the comment. Burnout, I just becomes part of the day of the routine. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm going to get into burnout here because something that came up in my reality lately, you know, I've been pretty busy lately, right? I've been kind of traveling a lot and I've been involved in multiple companies and multiple launches and going to events. I was at Closes in Black, which was fucking awesome. Dan Locke's program is just amazing. And now I'm back in Rome here traveling around. I was in Germany and now I'm back in Rome for a week and then we're going to Africa next week and then I'm going directly to Russia and then I'm coming back here. So traveling a lot and putting in a lot of long hours in various businesses and things, right? Like I have a lot of shit on my plate. And it's good because that's the whole point, right? The whole point of being an online entrepreneur is being able to be remote and live and be wherever you want to be, right? That's always been my goal because I hated working in hotels where I had to go to work every day. I hated working in the bank. I had to go there every day. I hated selling insurance because the stuff I was selling was such terrible quality. So my dream has always been to be remote and work how I'm doing right now and connect with people around the world. And I'm just super grateful for the internet, basically, and smartphones and everybody else who's on the journey with me because it's awesome, right? But something that happens as you get more and more into it and you become more involved in more and more opportunities and you have more things on your plate is, you know, time kind of runs out in the day, right? Like you have a lot of shit to do. Let me know in the comments if you've felt that before. Like you wake up, you're doing stuff all day and then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, it's midnight already. Where did the day go? And like you didn't even take care of your to-do list because a bunch of other stuff popped up. Now, that has a lot to do with your scheduling and your planning and writing out your daily goals and stuff. I need to work on that because my character type is very all over the map, right? But one of the things, I've got a bunch of DMs lately from just fellow marketers that are friends of mine and stuff that are actually concerned for my health. And I appreciate you guys for reaching out to me for that. And I've heard it before in my life before when I was working in events and festivals. I would work for like 5 days straight, almost with no sleep. Now, granted, I did have some chemical help during those days. I won't get into that too far, but those days are behind me now for sure. That was back in the day when I was running festivals in Asia. And people would be like, oh man, you can't stay awake for so many days working so hard. And I was like, man, it's my job. I have to. Like, if I don't do it, who the fuck's going to run this? Who's going to do this party? Because it's my job. So I have that mentality, right? Like, I go hard on stuff and I get laser focused and I grind it out and I stay deep into stuff when I get into it. And in the online journey, you can get really deep into a lot of rabbit holes. And I go into them all the time. And not only that, but I'm on a deep personal development journey. So I'm always, looking at YouTube videos and reading books and doing meditations and listening to audiobooks, journaling, doing my yoga, stretching, like just doing a bunch of stuff and then working on your online business also. And I end up pulling a lot of all-nighters. If you guys have been following me for like a year now, I've been online about a year, you guys have seen me pull multiple all-nighters. And I usually document them just because I think it's funny. And I like to document it because it's fun. So last night, I haven't slept, right? I didn't sleep last night at all. And I put it up on my wall and I put doing another CIVI famous all-nighter. Why? Because my dream is bigger than my excuse. And I put that post up and it's totally true. The reason I did the all-nighter isn't because I had a boss forcing me to do it or because I had some due date or something. I could have easily watched a movie and gone to bed. I could have grabbed a bag of potato chips. I could have watched, a Netflix series. I don't have Netflix, but I could watch some bullshit on TV to numb me for, 5 hours and then go to sleep and wake up in the morning and probably have to go to a job. I could do that. But my burning desire inside is to have this lifestyle and to be able to jet set around the world, meeting awesome people, doing awesome things, and make as much fucking money as I want from a Wi-Fi connection and a phone. So that's my burning desire, and that's what drives me to pull all-nighters like that. So I have absolutely no problem doing it. I look forward to it. Like last night when I decided at about 1 a.m, I was like, oh my God, I don't want to sleep. I want to keep doing stuff. And I was like, well, I was going to get up at 6 anyway. It's only 5 hours away. Okay, I'll just stay up, right? So I just stayed up and I did my stuff. And something that I've realized that, because I've burnt out in the past before, right? When I worked in the banking industry, I did burn out because I was underwriting mortgage loans, and it was in 2008, 2009, and that's when the mortgage crisis happened in the States, and I was one of the people who was hired straight out of college, and I sat in a warehouse, and I had a team of people. Well, I started at the bottom, and I worked my way up to have a team, and our job basically was to decline people that were trying to refinance their loans for their houses. So people would come in, they'd be like, we can't keep up with this mortgage payment. It's the rates just went up, we can't do it. And it was basically our job to do due diligence on those people and gather as much paperwork as we could to decline them. It's evil shit, okay? The banks are evil. Another reason that I love Bitcoin, by the way. So when I was doing that, I did get burnt out because they offered us a compensation setup where I could work 24/7 if I wanted to. It was open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we were literally allowed to work as much as we wanted. We could go every minute of every day if you wanted. There was no limit. And they would just pay you accordingly per hour. So when I realized that, I was fresh out of college, right? I was hungry. I wanted some money, and it was my first job. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to work a ton. So I did. I worked 7 days a week, like 15 hours a day, sometimes more. And I would just work just to make the money, but I did burn out because I hated the job. So when I'd wake up in the morning to go to that job, I would get up early and go, but I was hating it. Like my alarm would go off and I would just be pissed off. I would put on my suit, I would slough over to my vehicle, I would go to work, I would go through the check-in gate and like check all my stuff. And going through that security checkpoint, I was always like, oh God, another day at this place, fuck. And I would go in there, sit at my cubicle, sit down. There was like 4 of us in a square. And then we would get this giant stack of papers, like as tall as me. That's no joke, like a giant fucking stack of papers. And just literally start at the top, right? Because there were secretaries who would bring these stacks of papers and you would just work on the paper. They would never end. Like the stack would always be just there. And you just work your way down it. And it is your job to, sort and sift and put them in files and do shit. Call certain people, call the escrow, call the lawyer, call a bunch of, get all this shit together and create a giant file on a person, right? And then when the person comes in, you have this giant file on them that basically says, sorry, we can't refinance your mortgage. We're taking your house. That's what the banks were doing. And I was on the inside of it. I was working at Wells Fargo. It was absolutely disgusting and unethical, and it made me super sad for the people. It almost makes me cry right now thinking about it, because I had to be the one to sit there and watch these people come in and, like, one by one file through. They'd come in with hope in their eyes and they would leave devastated, because they knew that they couldn't make that payment, and they knew sometime in the next year that house was going to get taken. And I was a part of that on the bad side of it, and I hated it. So I quit banking. That's why I left banking. But the bottom line is, I burnt out doing that because I hated the actual job. I burnt out hard. I got sick. I got skinny. I was drinking alcohol because I wanted to numb myself after work, because everybody would just go drink beers after work. Finish work, boom, go to the pub, drink beers, sleep, wake up, do it again 7 days a week. Terrible. But the thing is, I'm not burning out when I'm doing this because I'm passionate and I love it, right? Like, how could I burn out possibly? How is it possible to burn out when I get to wake up in a new town and walk around and be a tourist? Like, my life is like a tourist. I feel like a tourist. I was just in Vancouver for a week, hanging out with all you cool guys at Closers in Black, met a lot of awesome people, fellow entrepreneurs, bunch of closers, and I was in Vancouver as a tourist, right? Then I came over here. I went to Germany to my wife's family's home, one of their family's houses, and I was a tourist there. We went to beer gardens, we went to Oktoberfest, or Beer Fest, I guess they call it, and we went to, we did touristy stuff. Then I got on a train and I drove from Germany to Rome. Again, feeling like a tourist. I feel like a backpacking teenager in like Eurotrip or something, right? And now I'm in Rome. I'm literally just walking around the streets. I'm going to get some lunch, and I'm going to go to a school because my wife has enrolled us in Italian courses, so I'm going to go there and pay for that right now. And I'm just walking around again like a tourist, right? Talking to you guys. So my question is, how is it even possible to have burnout when you're living a freedom lifestyle that you actually enjoy? I don't think it's possible. I honestly don't. Now, time will tell. Time will tell. I mean, give me a couple of years in this lifestyle and we're going to find out. But I honestly believe that the opposite is going to happen. I'm going to get better and better at being efficient at what I do online and what I do as a closer and what I do as an online marketer and stuff. I'm going to get better at my craft, meaning I'll have to spend less time on it over time. And additionally, as I create more revenue, I'll be able to invest into more and more passive income streams, both online and offline, that will allow more time freedom. So, the path that I see is becoming more and more free, not more and more busy, right? If that makes any sense. So, that's how I think you can avoid burnout, by being passionate about what you do. I think that's how you avoid it. This is the first time in my life that I've actually had the opportunity to test this theory, and I'm going to test the shit out of it, believe me. If you guys are going to follow me for the next 5 or 10 years on social media, you're going to see many, many CIVI all-nighter posts, because I enjoy them. My brain works very well at nighttime. At nighttime, it's in the USA, so I do a lot of collaborations and stuff with my North American friends during the evening time, like the late night. Like last night, I was on the phone for 2 hours with one of my buddies in where does he live? Miami. And he's an awesome dude. And we were talking for like, I don't know how long, hours. And it was like 2, 3, 4 in the morning for me and like whatever time for him. And, that's what it's all about. It's all about connecting with people around the world and being able to do that stuff freely. So I'm feeling great. I haven't slept in 2 days. I feel great. I'm chugging a lot of water and I'm walking to the school, and I'm going to go back later and I'm going to do a little prep work for the launch. I'm going to give a speech there. I'm going to talk about mindset and motivation and stuff like that. So I'm going to go back and start thinking about what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to make a couple of slides. It's going to be fun. So if you guys are feeling like you're burning out, take a look in the mirror and ask yourself if you enjoy what you're doing. And if you're doing what you love and you're not getting the results you want, take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you doing as much work as you could? Because I've had to ask myself those questions multiple times in my life. And I think we're all guilty of all of the above. We're all guilty of doing things we don't want to do. And we're all guilty of maybe doing what we want but not doing enough of it. So it all comes down to us looking in the mirror at ourselves, right? So I encourage you to do that. go ahead. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree with me or disagree, what you think about burnout. You know, you can reply down in the comments with videos now. If you guys want to make a 5 or 10 second video talking about burnout, I would love it. Add value to my post. That's what it's all about. And tell the people your opinion on it, because everyone has a different opinion and everyone's opinion matters. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to put a link in the comments below, and it's going to be a link to the early birds list to the Coinbit Pro launch. So when we launch in 5 days, whoever clicks on that link now is going to be on my list, tagged, and I'm going to send out that list, the early link, before anybody else. And when I send that out, you'll have first movers advantage if you want to stack up 100% Bitcoin commissions and help us grow this amazing education platform that we're so excited and passionate about. All right, guys, I can't really see anything in the screen, so I'm just going to say thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye from the Vatican.